Hello Math 1. Got a new video for you for 5.5. We're no longer graphing linear equations. I gave you a whole series of those lessons. Today we're going to be taking an equation. Actually, we're not taking an equation, we're writing the actual equation. I'm only going to give you 2 points on a line, and your job is to figure out what the y equals mx plus b version of that line is. So, just like we did back in chapter 4 and a little bit in chapter 1, you should be able to write this equation by taking the starting point and the rate of change, also known as the y-intercept, and the slope, the rise over run, and plugging them into this format. If you do that, you've got an equation of a line. So our first step is always going to be step 1, find our slope. And I think you guys learned this last year, although with COVID you might not have gotten to it. There is a formula for the slope of a line using these coordinates right here. So recognize that x comma y is the way in which we represent coordinates. All right, so I'm going to say that the x coordinate, x1, x2, we use these things called subscripts to what's the word I'm looking for? To basically distinguish one x coordinate from the other. So 6 is x1, 3 is x2, 5 is the y, 8 is the y2, all right? So the slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1, the rise, change in the y's, over the run, the change in the x's. X's run, y's rise. So you just have to subtract the y's, put that on top, subtract the x's, put it on the bottom. It's the same thing as the rise over run. So you'd put 8 minus 5 in place of the y2 minus y1. You'd put 3 minus 6 in place of the x2 minus x1. So our first step is literally plugging into a formula that I'm giving to you right here. So this is super important. Put stars around it, maybe even circle it or jagged circle it just to, make it really stand out on your notes. So m is equal to positive 3 over negative 3. Now I would encourage you to reduce this to its most reducible form. So you don't even really need to keep it as a fraction. If it becomes a whole number, represent it as a whole number. All right, got it. Step 2, find b. Well, here's the interesting thing. We've got the m, which is negative 1. So we could replace the m in our our formatted equation, y equals mx plus b. Negative 1 replaces the m. And here's the thing. With x and y, we can actually pick the x here coupled with the y here. So I can say, hey, let x be 6. And let y be 5, all right? When x is 6, y is 5, and we know that m is equal to negative 1. If you use those 3 pieces of info, you can plug into the equation 5 for y, negative 1 for m, and then 6 for x. Sorry, I kind of explained that in a clunky manner. Bottom line is you're picking an x comma y, so you pick x, y from your 2 choices up here. Yeah, so once you do that, it's a pretty easy equation to solve. Negative 1 times 6 is negative 6. How do we get negative 6 by itself? How do you get b by itself? Add 6 to both sides. 11 equals b. So we got it. M is negative 1. B is 11. The only thing we got to do now is bring it all together. What does the equation of a line look like? Well, we got a y here, and it's always just going to be a placeholder for the generic y that would exist on a line. The m now always has to be -1. The x is the other variable placeholder, so you just put an x there. And then positive 11s are b. All right, long story short, the equation of the line that passes through 6, 5 and 3, 8 is y equals -1x plus 11. Okay, so that was a lot to take in. Bottom line is you got a new formula now. You got to find the slope and then use the slope in tandem with another point on the graph to find the b value, which is our y-intercept. Plug them both into the format. Let's do a couple examples so that you guys aren't just completely thrown to the wolves on this assignment. So if you want to, pause the video and see if you can do this one on your own. If you're still feeling a bit of trepidation towards it, watch right here. All right, so you got 10, 3, and -5, -3. x1 is your 10, x2 is your -5. Remember, x is always the left coordinate. Y is always the right coordinate. And your first step is going to be find the slope. So what's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1? Here's y2 minus y1. Here's x2 minus x1. -3 minus 3 is -6. -5 minus 10 is -15. It's always best to recognize if it's a negative over a negative, maybe changing it to a positive and reducing the fraction is our best bet before moving forward. So m comes out to be a positive, and you can divide the top and bottom by 2. 3 over, oh no, sorry. You can't divide the top and bottom by 2. You can divide it by 3. 2 over 5. So m is equal to positive 2/5. Step 1 is done. Step 2. Choose the most convenient x value and the most convenient y value from our two originals. So once you choose the x value, you have to choose the y value that corresponds with it. For instance, if you say, hey, I don't want to mess with the negatives, I'd rather just deal with the positives, if you choose x equals 10, you must choose y equals 3. All right. Now the m is 2/5, so we're going to take these 3 pieces of information and plug them into y equals mx plus b. So the y is 3, the m is 2/5, the x is 10. I'm just going to call it 10 over 1 right off the bat because I see it's being multiplied by a fraction, plus b. All right, so the 10 and the 5 cross cancel. 10 divided by 5 is 2 over 1. This will be 4. So 3 equals 4 plus b. And at this point, you just got to subtract 4 to get b by itself. 3 minus 4 is -1. -1 equals b. And then last but not least, make sure you actually write the equation of the final of the line. That's your final answer. If you do step 1 and step 2, you're only 2/3 of the way there. Let's get it all the way. Y equals 2/5 x minus 1. All right, for sure now, try to do this one on your own. Pause the video, give it a go. All right, let's see how you did. Step 1, m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I've already labeled each part. The y2 is negative 20. It pairs with 6, so it's negative 20 minus 6. The x's are going to be 8 minus negative 5. So 8 minus negative 5. Make sure you put both negatives in there because it will make a difference. Minus and negative means add the two. So this will be same sign add, and then same sign add again. So it's going to be negative 26 over 13. Reduce it. 13 goes into negative 26 exactly twice, and it's going to be a negative here. So m is equal to negative 2. 2, which one would be the most convenient to work with? You know, I'm thinking the smaller numbers in general are going to be a better move for us. You're not going to be able to avoid a negative. So let's go with when x equals negative 5, y must equal 6. And m is always going to be negative 2. Those three pieces of information then go into the formatted equation y equals mx plus b. So 6 goes in place of the y. Negative 2 goes in place of the m. X equals negative 5, so a negative 5 goes in place of there. And then you just got to know your order of operations and basic fundamentals. A negative 2 times a negative 5 is a positive 10. Minus 10 from both sides to get b by itself, and you're left with negative 4 is equal to b. Put it all together, what do you get? You get an equation that has a slope of negative 2 and a y-intercept of negative 4. All right, guys. Short video today. Thank you for watching so much. Please get that homework done, and if you are struggling at all, please send me an email. Thanks for watching.